Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, 'tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I regret that I cannot offer you, not to mention, I have to find... Oh. You wouldn't happen to know some... You would procure it yourself. In that case, the slums are a bane to the body. We do what we can with what little we have. Your aid is most appreciated.
Tellies, Maya's might can be harvested from phantoms. Monsters that wander the...
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Ah. But in place of a rule, only if you've the time and inclination, of course. As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever... Yet, at time, perhaps you will recall the parents who were here, an unfortunate pair. By chance, he was examined by... So, he was put into our care. Here he is. This young man is... We've been administering the med, to be perfectly honest, after all. There is no shortage of... But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare.
Psst! You there. Listen, the sisters here are good to us. It started with a slight fever, and now I can see that empty bed. He told me he was feeling better. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. Pray. Should you...
Going so soon? Come, stay and talk a while. Best make haste, else I'll be at this all...
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days. There has been talk of sending him down to the basement. That is, the basement sick room, where none of the other sisters are permitted entry. In Tellies, she gives the patients a special... which is to be expected, and yet...
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. And none save the abbess can enter? You've done this much for me. Would you be willing? You've my thanks. Of course, all the better should you find evidence fit to implicate. See, I've already reported my suspicions to the so I beg you, sir, find the
What about this reeks of a plot? Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
Not a bad idea.
The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place...
'Tis a chest.
Not all chests contain treasure, you know.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
I must be grateful. At least I have a full belly.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? You found, do you think... Mayhap you could show it to the doctor. I saw a PRESA. Do what you can. I must...
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Ratcliffe, the doctor over in the rest town.
'Tis as you say.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like Johann and Bruno. I recall them being especially meek to the... At any rate, they may know aught of...
Places such as this ought to be protected.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, given the...
I've got a good view of the land.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, you naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... Ah, there you are. I must ask, where did you acquire... To be plain, it has the potential to... Worse still, I say patient...
Aye, that Lady Eleanor is...
Elena. Ah, yes. The abbess of the gracious... A fine. Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the...
There are worse things than to...
Here.
Ah, of course.
Glad we understand each other.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phaesus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
I've got a good...
Is there aught I can help you with? Oh, if he's not allowed visitors, no need to worry.
You're here.
I'll have nightmares if I let myself go.
you doing? Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance. Suffice to say, pray have this, sir.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone which was stolen from me? What? There's no exaggeration. To be quite truthful, I didn't working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me. Unless you were to
The jadeite orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry.
Ought to stock some armor. Times being as they...
Greetings. You are the Arisen. Rewarded handsomely for your service.
Sirs Offulf and Everard each seek the jadeite orb. To whom ought we to grant it? Assuming we find the thing.
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the... truth for yourself. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Hope to see you again.
The jadeite orb is safely in hand.
Life. Occupy your muscle alone.
If I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. The item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir.
So, how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the jadeite orb? Ah, splendid.
Before we discuss your reward, however, you see, in my line of work, trust come. I trust, follow my lead. When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Good day, Ibrahim. Would you be... Now, I have a bit of business. Finished by now? Come, let us go see. You have done. My partners shall be most... You have certainly earned... And I do hope you will permit...
Master, pray let me know beforehand if we are to meet...
There you are! Pray, tell me, have you found the jadeite orb? Oh, thank you, thank you. Now my freedom is assured. Pray, take this. A note isn't... Right, I'd best get going. Sir...
I fear we have done Sir O'Full an unkindness. May he find the strength to weather his troubles.
'Tis loathsome, being the bearer of such ill tidings.
My touch. Suppose I'm tired.
Barely drag my arms out of bed. Oi, you there! I don't mean to pry, only...
Morris! I've just...
What?
I've just heard news.
Oh, my poor boy.
Morris, think what you...
Do you truly expect me to... The soldiers won't do aught. Consign it all. He's right. Do you truly mean if you return him to me, I...
Shall we seek some answers?
Aye, he had what looked like a bundle of grass with him. He would say no more than yet no sooner had I charged to his aid. Poor lad. Pray help him if you can.
The flowers that bloom, from what I can glean, the petals absorb the sun's light by... Isn't that unusual?
And he's delivered me my remedies many a time. I still recall his... Oh, Rog. Well, I...
The flowers that bloom around, from what I can glean, isn't that unusual?
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind?
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind. I knew you would prevail, Master.
What's going on? All the same to you, sir.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our report? Let us deliver...
Rog?
Hello, Grand...
'Tis a miracle.
For saving...
That was certainly worthwhile.
We meet again.
Your Majesty, your tide is not a matter for prying ears. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that... What say you? Might I thank you, Your Majesty? There is a call for...
Off we go then. There are beasts to be slain. Off we go then. So long as...
Impeccable! A smashing success!
I thank you for coming to our aid. And what luck! Nary a scratch on the wares to show.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen, while examining the palace ledger for evidence of the to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask, I am glad to hear it.
Follow me, if you would. 'Tis of dire... You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
You there! Are you looking to... You best go elsewhere, friend. There's no business to be had here.
I don't know about you, Master, but word of a curious village does more to spark my interest than deter... I've got a good view of the landscape from up here. Mayhap I'll spot something of interest.
This letter is as suspicious as they come. We must find someone who can explain its true meaning.
Greetings. I must
say, I trust you're enjoying. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. If aught about our court is here that seek to begin with, of course, which is to say, is there aught else you care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Naturally, I'm not. You're the second in response. She's... Oops. Don't misunderstand. Those who deal in... Is there aught else you care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many... Is there aught else you care to ask? Beg pardon? A letter. Brass means imitate. Naturally, I can say nothing. Is there aught else you care to ask? If aught about our court is here that thieves are to begin with, of course, you are, which is to say, is there aught else you care to ask? You're curious? What? Naturally, I'm not the only one. You're the second in response. She... Oops. Don't misunderstand. Those who deal in information. Is there aught else you care to ask? Arthur, you say. I've lived in this village many... Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
You, sir, are worthy of inheriting my ultimate technique. Once mastered, it will allow you to fell all...
I've got a good view of the landscape from up here. Mayhap I'll...
We shall wait here till your business is done.
You made it after all. And what? Still. But we can't have him think me things he need. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential, but I'll show it to you.
Stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Oh my...
You're gathering grimoires, eh? My lord, I happen to be in possession of the Veiled Tome, Owl in Blizzard. I'd even be willing to part with it. If you'd be willing to trade me Fulminous Shield, the magic Aegis for it, that is. What say you? We have a deal, then. Here's Owling Blizzard, the Veiled Tome, as promised. Use it well.
It's rather narrow here. Be on your guard.
Whatever am I to do?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest, but hold a moment. I see. But of course, a clever plan. Furthermore, 'twill serve, and all the while, a clever ploy indeed. I've no doubt that this bill would prove it.
So, the false sovereign operates at the behest of Queen Regent Disa. The spider has woven her web rather carefully.
I've got a good view of the landscape from up here. Mayhap I'll spot something of interest.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
I don't believe I had any visitors today. My interest is piqued. Very well. Now then, what business have you with? Could it be you have come to learn of my magic? Many are those who have knocked. Perhaps you would allow me. Bring me the grimoires. This is the height of indecorum.
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well.
Have you found any grimoires? This will suffice. You have proven your determination. Unless you intend to seek out the rest of the grimoire. Very well. Sterner stuff then. You bear the talent for the acquisition of magics. One I would nurture. I do not do so lightly.
So Gwynfencha is the Elvish word for scale.